Down to the courthouse. Cardi B, government name, is currently on trial regarding a civil suit that was filed by a security guard, Emani Ellis, regarding a 2018 incident at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The incident occurred in February of 2018. At the time, Cardi B was 4 months pregnant and she was visiting her OBGYN where she encountered a security guard who recognized her, approached her, and tried to record her. And then at that time, where their two stories differ greatly. The security guard got on the stand providing testimony to her side of the story that once she recognized Cardi B, said something to her, wow, that's Cardi B, that Cardi B became the aggressor. She physically assaulted her, spit on her, shouted racial slurs, made comments about her weight, hit her in the face, ended up scratching her face with one of her fingernails to the point where she needed plastic surgery. She also testified that this incident ended up in her losing her job because Cardi made a claim that the security guard recognizing her attempting to videotape her was a HIPAA violation. Cardi B's defense is that there was no physical altercation, that the security guard was the aggressor, continually trying to approach her and film her without her consent. At this time, it was not publicly known that Cardi B was pregnant, so she considers the security guard trying to record her as a violation of her privacy. On cross-examination, there were some inconsistencies pointed out in Ms. Ellis's testimony. First, the fact that she did not file a report in regards to this incident until 2 days after the alleged assault. Second, the use of her telephone. She testified that she was not using her telephone at the time of the incident, but in her report to her supervisor, she admits that she was using her phone to keep up with some family issues that she was dealing with at home. The other inconsistency that was pointed out on cross-examination, in her report, she testified that Cardi B actually scratched her on her nose, but during her testimony, she said her cheek, which could easily slip both ways, but those were the things that were pointed out during. In Cardi B's opening statement on Monday, they did agree that Cardi B was there for OBGYN appointment. And when Cardi B encountered the security officer trying to record her without her permission, that she did ask her to not record her, that the security guard was very belligerent, insistent that she could record her because she could. It is stated that Anderson did agree that the two of them did have a verbal confrontation and that somebody else, one of the officers, did have to step out and intervene. I'm assuming that that would be a witness, whether or not they saw any physical contact between the two women, since Cardi B says that there was no physical altercation. She never physically touched this security guard. The security guard did end up dropping the employment claim. She originally claimed that since Cardi B made a HIPAA claim violation against her, that is the reason why she lost her job. She did remove that from her civil case. So court will resume today. On Tuesday, it will be interesting to see what witnesses will come forward, and I would like to know how much money she is suing her in this civil case. I did not see that online in the outlets that I read. If you saw it, let me know. The issue in this case, of course, is that the two women have different stories about what actually happens in regards to physical altercation. So it really will rely on witnesses or any video surveillance on what the physical contact was, because without that, then it's just her word against hers. And even though we know that Cardi B has a reputation for being outspoken, of course it would not be unheard of, or we don't think that it's an outright lie. She may attack someone in this situation because we've seen her in other physical altercations, but in this case we will need somebody to corroborate either of the women's statements. So it will be interesting to see how this trial pans out. Until next time.